Shalom Akim. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, teacher rule well, and Shalom to the sincere Akim, spreading this truth in sincerity. Shalom. So in this video, I want to, go into Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7, which reads, "Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart." So what I actually want to emphasize on in this video is, where it says a gift destroyeth the heart. Because we do know that the scriptures quite elaborately actually speaks about perverting judgment by the means of having received gifts or getting something in return, and we know that this society actually that a lot of people that are in authority that have a certain say so, they're basically being bribed, or they have received gifts to basically pervert judgment, and to basically like it says, destroy the mind. Because if someone would be angry, or would they be in a certain predicament, a certain mindset, giving a gift then would change this man, his mindset, right? The possibility is very high that his outlook towards you is gonna change, that he is gonna have a more positive outlook. He's gonna grow more fond of you, even though he used to be a little bit angry with you, or he did not like you as much, or you irritated or vexed him. So we know that this can be done in quite a wicked way, which that is what is happening predominantly upon this earth. Even in Holland, there's a certain term being coined, which roughly goes into like, and this is on political level, right? Which goes into that in the hallway politics, where you might have certain companies, or certain people that might benefit from certain steps that politicians are taking, and then behind the scenes, making deals or agreements or contracts, or whatever, that afterwards certain decisions and steps can be made on a political level, but that the person that is mediating, also basically he has interest in these things, being done, and the one that gets shit done, basically is also able to, benefit from it in a certain way. You see, so if you would then have that understanding of what is going on and how a gift destroyeth the heart, we in this truth, we are supposed to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, right? We are, able to use that as well to our benefit, in the world. When we are dealing with certain people in the world, we are able to benefit from having that understanding and basically putting it into practice, right? Because we know that a gift destroys the heart, so you're able to, get people their favor, by giving small gifts, man. It doesn't even have to be much. And what I did recently myself, the company that I work for, they have people working, in the warehouse / storage, right, where the materials are being stored that they need to grab and pick up and eventually deliver them to us for the day that we have to work. And meanwhile, not everything is being done decently and in order, and not everything is being done properly by the planners and whatever. Even though that happens, two men, that are working over there, what they do is they still, fix me up and fix up other technicians, with materials, that is needed, that, the people in the office, did not consider or think about, or, had no knowledge about. You see, so what did I do? Last week, Friday, I gave them, some chocolate, man. In Holland we have chocolate called merci, which means basically thank you in French. So through that, through that gift that I was able to bestow upon them, I now have acquired a little bit more favor with them, and Lord willing, in the future, I'm also able to, still be able to benefit from, the connection, and the relationship that I have with them, through the giving of gifts, right? And it's quite funny because Monday I asked one of them, because Friday not both of them were there, but I gave both gifts. So Monday I asked the one, yeah, did you receive the gift? He said, yeah, He said, thank you, but to what occasion, do I get this gift? I said, well, for the fact that even though things are not always being planned properly upstairs, you see through, you basically, see through the fingers, right? Like you overlook it, and you still provide me, at times with certain things. And he said, well, thank you very much that at least someone notices and appreciates it. And then the other dude said, well, right now, there's not much you can do wrong with him. You are now highly favored. That's what he said. So I was like, well, mission accomplished then, because through that relationship that you're able to build, you now are able to, without being, too greedy, of course, and, being malignant with it, you're able to get things done in a better way, and also you're able to set up yourself in a way better position. Even though it's a small thing, right? It's a small thing. I think the chocolate cost around €7. But the favor that I've gained right now, Yaharatazah is able to, make my life a little bit better, a little bit easier when it concerns the job. Less stress, less tinkering about not having the materials, needing to wait, etc., 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 right? So, when you're able to, benefit from these things, and like, okay, so gift destroyed the heart, but you're not using it in a malignant way, to really, pervert judgment, in your favor, because that's actually a wicked thing, man. Perverting judgment, you did something wrong, and now, you basically, you don't want to have that backlash, so you give a gift so that you're able to get away with him, and that's a wicked thing to do. That's a very wicked thing to do. But the moment that you're able to gain someone's favor, for little things concerning work or something else, that's a very good thing, man. I remember a while ago when I was sick, that my Turkish colleague, asked his wife to cook some soup for me. Some lentil soup, the Turkish lentil soup, man. And man, this man, me and I, we already had a good, like a good connection, right? Because I believe this guy's a Jake. We already had that good connection, but now it was being strengthened, man. And recently he called me up. He was like, man, hey, why didn't I hear nothing from you, man? I said, yeah, man, busy, this, that, and the third. He said, well, I was like, man, let me call him. So for me, today I was thinking about this dude, you know, like, man, I should give him a call, man. Like, what's up? How's work? Because we used to work together, right? You know, and but this man, he has gained my favor because of the way that he basically handles himself, man. You know, his mannerism, you know, in the Greek anastrophe, which means, you know, basically, you know, character, right? You know, so through that, he has gained a, you know, a certain position in my life, even though he's a man from the world. But hey, Lord willing, I'm still able to benefit from that, right? You know, still able to benefit from that. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to, you know, say on that topic. You know, and if you, you know, ever intend on, you know, trying to, you know, gain someone's benefit by, you know, giving a gift, don't do it in a wicked way, man. You know, do it in a way that benefits you, that is in a righteous way, because we're not here, you know, we're supposed to be the light of the world, you know, and then we're going to prefer judgment ourselves, or that we're going to destroy, you know, someone's heart in a certain way, you know, that is actually wicked, right? If you do it for your benefit in such a way that it makes your life a little bit easier, you know, without those wicked tendencies, or without a wicked thing that you want to accomplish, right? You see, so with that, I do hope and pray, you know, that this video was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who teach and rule well, and Shalom to the sincere Akim, who spread his truth and sincerity. Shalom.